The Sheikh Who Sees Through Names. Location: South London, edge of Peckham. After what happened beneath the ancient Ram Inn, Professor Vane gave Charlie a single name before going silent. If you're serious about stopping this, go see Sheikh Karim Al-Tuhami. Charlie and Scarlett arrived at a modest two-story house in South London. It looked old from the outside, but the front door was covered in strange geometric carvings, not decorative, protective. Charlie knocked 3 times. Before the last knock hit, the door opened. A man in his early 60s stood quietly in the doorway. His eyes were deep, but not cold. He studied Charlie for only a second before stepping aside. "You touched the book," the Sheikh said calmly. "Then it's already begun." Inside, the living room was filled with ancient scrolls, strange amulets, and shelves of books written in Arabic, Hebrew, and a language Charlie couldn't recognize. Charlie placed the book on the table. The Sheikh reached for it, then pulled back quickly, as if burned. "This is no book," he said. "It's a contract. Written not with ink, but with forgetting." Scarlett stepped forward. "We need to know how to stop it." The Sheikh strolled to a locked drawer, removed a box, and opened it. Inside, a page. Handwritten. Torn. Burned at the edges. The name, Zahar-Khalim, repeated over and over. "That name," he whispered, "is not meant for paper. It doesn't belong in your mouth. It was never supposed to be said by a human tongue." Charlie looked pale. "What is it?" "Zahar-Khalim is not a demon. He's one of the jinn who cannot be forgotten. He doesn't kill you. He erases you." Charlie's voice cracked. "Can we stop him?" The Sheikh looked at him sadly. "You cannot stop a writer. But maybe you can write him back." Scarlett asked, "What does that mean?" "The only way to stop a forgotten name is to write its true name, not the one we speak, but the one it hides." Charlie nodded slowly. "And how do we write it?" The Sheikh looked down at the book. "With ink that bleeds. And someone willing to become the page."
The Boy Who Saw the Wall Breathe. Location: East London, 11:44 p.m. The rain hadn't stopped. It smeared the city into colors. Orange streetlights, gray bricks, black skies. Jay Malik leaned against a rusted railing, smoking in silence. He hadn't heard from Ellie in weeks. But tonight, his phone buzzed with a single message. "Remember the symbol behind flat 12? It's real. Come find me. No name. No need." Jay didn't ask questions. He grabbed his hoodie, a flashlight, and the crowbar he kept under his bed. Earlier that year, he'd seen it. A wall behind the abandoned train depot near Stratford. It had symbols on it, like ancient graffiti. But it moved. It breathed. Everyone laughed. Called him high. Said he was paranoid. but he'd never forgotten. And now Ellie, the only one who never laughed, was in trouble. Now, Jay entered the alley behind flat 12. Charlie, Scarlett, and Dr. Al-Rashid were already there. Scarlett turned. "Jay?" Jay just stared at Charlie. "You're the guy from the newspaper. King's Hollow Fire, right?" Charlie nodded. Jay didn't flinch. "Cool. I've seen your demon. He's been tagging walls in my neighborhood since I was 12. But tonight, I saw him write my name." He pulled out a crumpled sketch. A hand-drawn sigil. Burnt edges. Same symbol in the book. Dr. Al-Rashid froze. "Where did you see this?" Jay pointed. "On a wall that only shows up when you stop looking. And if we're going after this thing, I'm coming." The wall that breathes. Location: East London, under the old train depot. Jay led them through rusted gates and forgotten tunnels, a flashlight clenched between his teeth and a crowbar in his hand. Charlie, Scarlett, and Dr. Al-Rashid followed in silence. The deeper they went, the more time seemed to warp. The air wasn't just heavy. It hummed. And then, without warning, Jay stopped. They stood before a brick wall. Covered in graffiti, but the kind that didn't match any tag crew. Twisting symbols. Unfinished circles. "I like sigils." Jay touched the bricks. "Sometimes it's here. Sometimes it's not. But when it is, it breathes." And then, as if to prove it, the wall exhaled. Scarlett stumbled back. Charlie reached for the book instinctively. The bricks began to pulse. One by one, they receded, until the wall was no longer a wall. It was an opening. A tunnel. Lined with bones. Real ones. Skulls embedded into the stone. Symbols carved into their foreheads. And on every skull, a single burned name. Dr. Al-Rashid stared, wide-eyed. "This isn't architecture. It's memory. Physical memory. These are the people he wrote into silence." Charlie turned to Jay. "You said you saw this before." Jay nodded slowly. "Yeah. I was 12. I thought it was a nightmare. But I remember now. There was someone else inside. Someone is still alive." Charlie's voice was barely audible. "Daniel." Jay didn't answer. He just stepped into the tunnel. Only one way to know. And the wall behind them? Closed. Breathing no more.